KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on your news leader, Rudy Kanata and Joyner Sked are sentenced to life for the death of former Humatec Mayor Daniel Sanchez. Plus, a family in Chalampago tries to pick up the pieces after a fire destroys their home. And we check in with the Guam Department of Education to see how the first week of school went for students and staff. These stories and more right now on KUAM News Primetime. Hafid and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Primetime. I'm Tomas Manglonia, and we're so glad you could join us. On Monday afternoon, in Judge Vernon Perez's courtroom, Joyner Sked and Rudy Kanata were sentenced to life in prison for the murder of former mayor of Humatec, Daniel Kanata Sanchez. Sked will also serve 20 years consecutive additional to the life sentence for use of deadly weapons to kill Sanchez. Sanchez was stabbed with scissors and bludgeoned with a hammer, then padlocked in Kanata and Sked's residence. As KUAM reported, it was back February when Sked was convicted for murder as a first-degree felony, aggravated assault as a second-degree felony, and 2 charges of special allegation of the use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony. Kanata was convicted of murder as a first-degree felony in April. Under Guam law, Sked will be eligible for parole after serving 35 years incarceration, and Kanata will be eligible after serving 15 years. It was day 2 in the trial of Nicholas Wayne Moore in Judge Alberto Tolentino's courtroom. Moore is charged with aggravated assault, terrorizing, and use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony. He's accused of the October 15, 2020 drive-by shooting that injured a male at the Agana Heights basketball court. This morning during trial, prosecuting attorney Grant Olin called up Anthony Celis. Celis, who lives nearby the male who was shot and injured, was the one who transported him to Naval Hospital. One of Moore's attorneys, David Lujan, spent time on questioning Celis regarding his interview with a Guam Police Department officer. As we reported in a separate case, Moore is also facing murder charges in the 2020 death of Michael Castro, whose body was found in a jungle area in Jigo last year. Gianna Pangilinan is picking up the pieces of what's left of her Chalampago home after a fire turned everything she and her 2-month-old daughter had into ashes. Here's more.
You think that in your home you're the safest. There's nothing that could go wrong in your home, and then disaster strikes, and all of a sudden you're standing in a pile of ashes.
32-year-old Gianna Pangilinan lit a candle on the night of August 10 while her power was out at her family home in Chalampago. When she went outside to grab her 2-month-old, she returned just 10 minutes later to find the home she was raised in up in flames.
A neighbor of mine came running out and to tell me that my house was on fire. And I didn't really believe them because I was standing in my driveway and, no fire, didn't really smell smoke or anything. But then he pulled me to the side of my house down the road down our street a little bit, and I saw that my bedroom was already completely engulfed in flames.
From the outside, the bright yellow paint covers what's inside. Her daughter's toys still soaking, covered in ash. Pictures and books still stacked on the broken, burnt shelf. And a laundry basket filled with clothes sitting on the bathroom floor.
It's very hard to see a culmination of your entire life kind of turn into ashes. Like it literally, my entire life burned down. And here I am trying to pick up the pieces.
Those pieces go back generations. The rooms on the first floor were spared by the flames, but there's deep water damage to the belongings in there, including important family documents. But she isn't left to pick up the pieces alone. She's staying with her brother, and Gianna says she's overwhelmed by the support online, where she started a GoFundMe page, and in person.
So the support there is truly humbling, because I was starting to kind of lose hope in that Chamorro spirit of giving for the sake of giving.
She says she's focused on one thing,
lot of the money is
survival.
gonna go for-
She's eager to get back to work after taking time off for her newborn.
But what really honestly keeps me going is my little girl, because I got to be strong for her, because she's only 2 months old. So she doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know that she just lost everything that she had. I've always strived to give her the best life that I could, and I do want to do that for her. I do want to give her everything that she could ever want or need or anything, and I know that picking up the pieces here and moving forward, that I have to be strong for her, because she's too small to be strong for herself.
She's committed to rebuilding her childhood home. Even if everything inside is gone, the foundation still stands. And a new poll on the Democratic gubernatorial primary shows the team of Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio leading Congressman Michael San Nicolas and Sabrina Salas Matanani by a big 16-point margin. We confirmed the results with a polling agency, the Hawaii-based Anthology Group, which also has a Guam subsidiary, KUAM. Here's more.
We also confirmed that the poll was commissioned by the Lou and Josh campaign and was conducted between August 4th through the 8th. Respondents were asked if the Democratic primary were held today, which of the following two candidates would they likely vote for? According to the poll, 52% indicated they would vote for Lou and Josh, 36% said they favored Mike and Bree, and 12% said they didn't know or refused to respond. There were a total of 369 respondents, and the margin of error for the sample size is plus or minus 5%. The Anthology Group said it conducted a mixed-mode survey of online, mobile, and telephone, and each respondent was screened to ensure they were registered voters, had voted in the last two elections, and were likely to vote Democrat. The poll also showed what the results would be if there was a low turnout. Using a base of 101 respondents, it showed Lou and Josh with 59% to Mike and Bree's 34%. Undecided were at 7%. Lou and Josh campaign manager Rory Respicio.
But, you know, as the governor, Lou and Lieutenant Governor always says that these polls are a capture of a certain time period. So we're heartened by it. The polls reflect the kind of momentum and energy that we've been experiencing. We had a rally yesterday. It was a followed rally, and then we had an island-wide motorcade. We registered well over 1,000 vehicles. And so the polling that was released by Anthology, it really affirms what we're seeing and what we're experiencing, and what we hope that the voters will see and experience as well.
Congressman San Nicolas also reacted to the poll and sent us this statement, quote, "In every election we have been in, we were always polled to lose. The voters proved otherwise, and with that, we encourage everyone to come out and vote in this election once again." The primary election is less than 2 weeks away on Saturday, August 27th. For KUAM News, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
We have more to come on your news leader. You're watching KUAM.
Half a day. I'm Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, and I'm proud to report that we have opened a new relief center to help you as we continue to recover from the pandemic.
From healthcare to welfare, childcare, housing, and utilities, we have a wide variety of direct relief programs available to help you.
This central location provides direct access to most of our public assistance programs under one roof. Our friendly staff are ready to help you through the application process.
We are working to ensure you get the assistance you need to receive the relief available to you and your family.
This means more support to help you meet the cost of living and give you more money in your pocket.
We are improving how government is working. Our administration continues to invest in Guam's future, delivering relief and driving our recovery.
We are all in this together.
Visit the Government of Guam Relief Center at the 3rd floor of the Bank of Hawaii building in Hagåtña, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or call us at 671-475-2060.
Our workforce is changing, and our students need to be prepared to face the challenges that lie ahead.
Real investments in education require real action so that our kids have the best chance to succeed.
We gave teachers a pay raise because we value the important work they do for our children every day.
We provided funds that support children with special needs and their families so that their challenges can be addressed.
We promised to rebuild Simon Sanchez High School, and we are.
We expanded connection to the internet and community programs to empower our children.
We expanded access to training, and we provided scholarships so anyone interested could get certified.
4 years ago, we made these commitments and we delivered.
Let's continue our progress. We are all in this together, and we humbly ask for your vote. This is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, and I approve this message.
I have a phone. I have no TV. Ooh, TV on phone. Get live TV on your phone or any device with DTV Plus from Docomo Pacific. Watch live channels or stream from your favorite apps on any device, all from your home Wi-Fi. No cable lines, no hassle, more savings. All for only $35 a month with your link bundle. DTV Plus, your cable TV on Wi-Fi. Ooh, TV on phone.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Welcome back. The teacher pay raises are fueling a clash between Republican senators and administration officials. GOP lawmakers have picked up on a memo authorizing the funding, which they say conflicts with the current budget law. Nestor Lecanto reports.
First raising some pointed questions was Senator Tony Atta. He asked how and why the governor personally noted on the memo to raise DOA's recommended teacher salary increase from 16% to 20%.
The governor can reach her own conclusion. No, I understand it, Mr. Burns. I'm just asking, what was your communication with the governor on this issue? I mean, did you recommend to the governor that she sticks with the 16%, or was this something that she did on her own, representing 20% that she wrote here? Well, you spoke again before I finished what I was saying, or about to say. The governor can reach her own recommendations, and that is indeed what she did.
Atta and Byrne also butted heads over the authorization for the raises. Byrne said it was based on the 2014 Competitive Wage Act. Atta disputing that, saying it was through an executive order that conflicted with current law, the FY22 Budget Act. Senator Frank Bloss Jr. picked it up from there, citing the same memo. He said the governor jumped the gun by more than a year by authorizing the increases on May 23rd.
Before you can implement any plan or any pay towards teachers, you've got to submit some paperwork to the legislature, which you said already you haven't submitted anything, for consideration, and that the implementation of the plan for the pay raises is not to be effective until June 30th, 2023.
Adelup responded with a lengthy news release defending their basis for implementing the raises. They maintain that the 2014 Budget Act also required legislative approval of raises, but then Governor Eddie Calvo unilaterally implemented them in a dispute with the legislature. The administration says those raises have been in place since then, and now they're being raised in much the same way. Bloss remains defiant.
We don't have a plan. We don't have a plan in front of us. We don't know what you're talking about with regard to salaries and the justifications or anything. So how are we going to do this?
The explanation will have to wait for now. Education Committee Oversight Chair Chelina Nelson plans to call the GDOE officials back when they get to the discussion of individual department budgets. For KUAM News, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Governor Lou Leon Guerrero held a press conference earlier today regarding the Programa ni Pinila ni Famaguan Guahan. This program provides funding to the island's child care providers, expands and strengthens local child care resources, and supports families re-entering Guam's workforce. Lieutenant Governor Joshua Tenorio.
Program is to help do two things. Number one, to help people get back to work, but number two, to make sure that we have enough options for childcare on Guam. This program, Pinilan, allows us to not only expand childcare development centers, it has allowed us now to cross-train and to expand the number of childcare providers, individuals that will be qualified to work in this industry, and now allows our relatives to go through a quick training and to get an investment that puts forward the safety and security of the children at these relative homes and gives them an opportunity to help compensate. All of it an aid to the family and the quality of life.
Applications for the program will be accepted beginning Tuesday, August 16 at 3 p.m. and the deadline to submit an application will begin October 14. To apply for more information, go to investguam.com or call 671-647-4332. A $200 increase in the annual cost of living allowances for retirees was proposed in today's budget session. Speaker Therese Terlahi wants to raise the revenue projection by $2.48 million for Section 30 funds, which are federal and military employee income taxes that are rebated to Gov Guam. The speaker says there should be more in the fund because it will no longer be tapped for the war claims.
The COLA has not been increased since fiscal year 2015, which is 7 years ago. We know that there have been rising costs due to inflation and the pandemic. I'm proposing we increase the COLA as proposed in Senator Shelton's bill to $200 per retiree and for a cost of $1.4 million to the government.
The rest of the funding will go to a pair of agencies that had their budgets reduced, such as Guam Behavioral Health and Department of Land Management. It would restore them to their current fiscal year levels. Stay tuned. Up next, Dave Delgado with your roundup of local sports.
Calvo Select Care's comprehensive medical provider network offers our members choice and access to quality facilities locally in Asia, Hawaii, and the continental United States. We provide our members several wellness programs and healthy options to improve their overall health status. Calvo Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you. Contact us today for more information.
Our new McDonald's Spicy Chicken McNuggets are just the right amount of spicy. A small to medium Sprite kind of spicy. Let's get a McFlurry after this kind of spicy. But if you get the mighty hot sauce, it's napkins for foreheads now kind of spicy. This came from McDonald's kind of spicy? Because our Spicy Chicken McNuggets, breaded in tempura and made with cayenne, are just the right amount of spicy. Unless you remember what I said about the sauce. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Santa Fe family.
Every person in this world is unique.
I'm a celebrity makeup artist and a content creator.
I'm the vice president of our company and a very proud grandma.
I'm a Filipina and I am 7 years old.
I would say I am always an eternal student.
I define beauty as being empowered, just feeling beautiful as who you are.
I am a Chamorro, born and raised in Guam.
저는 사랑이 최고라고 생각합니다. 謙虚であるということとは重んじます。
It is valuing our differences, respecting one another, and sharing a deep love for our island.
Is what makes us one people.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
The Rec Shop 7-on-7 flag football tournament will take place at the Teason football field in Barrigada. The tournament is $25 per player to register and comes with a free jersey.
We're going to use the film from our 7-on-7 to help our college scouts get us some more opportunities for kids, since we won't be playing football until after the signing day. So this is our way of trying to help our kids here on Guam get at least a shot at playing at the next level. But at the same time, you know, you don't have to be associated with any particular football team. You can have a village team, just come out, you know, some high school kids who want to come out and get better.
Football is like a main sport here. You know, everyone loves football here, and so, you know, just to have just like a 7-on-7 like this, you know, it gets everybody back in the field for football. You know, even though we got to wait a little bit, but that's all right. You know, just coming out and have fun for the 7-on-7. That's really what we, you know, want to come out here and do. You know, have football back and stuff like that.
This is really an opportunity for all the quarterbacks, wide receivers to get a different look at different variations of defensive coverages, and even for the defensive backs to get a look at to be able to learn how to cover man-to-man, work in the zone. And so this is an exciting time for the kids to sharpen their skills and to get better as they progress in the sport, especially for those who want to go to the next level.
This tournament, it means a lot, you know, because the off season for football is very long, and it's amazing to have this tournament to help us sharpen our skills. So yeah, this tournament's a good way to help me practice on the field, defense and offense.
The Sharks walked away with the KFC Youth Summer Circuit U18 boys basketball title after beating out MVP 49-46. Ralph Mercado led the way in the win with the team-high 18 points. Teammate Stanley Vitug added 15 in the win.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Got a question about your finances? You've come to the right place. Bring all your accounts together, even those that aren't with us, and see the big picture, right down to the smallest detail. Unlock powerful tools like Insights and Money Map that help you save time and take control of your finances. When you connect accounts with the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes. Come on!
Try Taco Bell's new cheesy double beef burritos.
During the pandemic, that's the time that we're closed for 1 year. So the payment that me and my daughter we bring home, let's just say $500 a month or $600. My rent is $850. Then I contact the rental assistant. They say that I'm approved. I really so happy. Kiri so tabur, maridi God, kiri so hiri God. Ren me day Governor Lulian Guerrero and Charles Refer Ngeri Arabas Igerai. Reri Begin Arinis. Mi Dori Arabas is a money Philippine. Ren took Panabe, any kind of lacility. She really helped us out for the rent. Kiri so tabur. God ebofakuna nomrer. God bless, Governor. Yes.
This ad was paid for by the Department of Administration using funds.
In this week's Giving Every Tuesday, we're calling on the island community to help Guam animals in need. Here's more.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by J. Goodman, a happiness company.
The Guam Animals in Need Shelter in Jigo is hosting their monthly supply drive on Saturday, August 20th at the Costules in Harmon from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The drive assists the organization in collecting much-needed items such as dog and cat food, cleaning supplies, paper towels, liquid laundry detergent, and even baby wipes. On that day of the event, GAIN is also seeking high school students who need service learning hours to volunteer. After all, it's a great opportunity to earn 6 hours on one event alone. If you're interested in volunteering your time, you're asked to email Franny at guamanimals.org. If you would like to find out more about what items are on GAIN's wish list, you can visit their Facebook page, Instagram page, or check out their website at guamanimals.org. And starting next week, on Monday, August 22nd, the Spay and Neuter Island Pets program will be kicking off at the Jigo Shelter and will be open Monday through Thursday. Now, for that information, you can email snip@guamanimals.org. Until then, we'll see you Saturday, August 20th at the monthly supply drive.
And we wrap up the show with your birthday shout-outs. Here's Jason Salas.
Happy birthday on August 16th to Alice Roman, who celebrates birthday number 10 this year. You are getting so much love from Mama, Papa, Mommy, Daddy, Camille, Alexis, and all of your loving family. Happy 10th birthday, Alice. And happy birthday to a very, very special granddaughter. This is Kyra Elise Santos. And may you always know, your shout-out says, just how much we love you. Have an awesome day. Say very proud, Gammy and Papa.
You can be part of our Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by checking out KUAM.com. That's our show. Stay safe, Guam and the NMI.
Happy day, everybody. It is another Tuesday night. You know what that means. It's Health, Home, and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Daniel Perez, and let's get right into it with Health Check. Check it out.
Health Check is presented by Island Cancer Center.
We've had the mask debate, we've had the testing debate, and with COVID-19 moving from a pandemic to an endemic, meaning the virus is here to stay, the CDC is easing up.
I feel like now it's more on me as a parent to make sure that she's safe.
Danette Wilhelm is right. According to the CDC's newest guidelines, the shift is moving to individual decisions on things like quarantining and vaccine status. Regular testing for people without COVID symptoms is no longer recommended. The CDC says 95% of Americans have some form of immunity from vaccinations or prior infection.
And we're in a different place now with boosters, with antivirals, with monoclonal antibodies. I mean, things are much different in how we can keep people out of the hospital. And so I think you're seeing that focus trickle down to classrooms and the workplace and the rest of society.
Because of that, emergency room physician Dr. Michael Daño says COVID sickness is becoming more manageable and fewer people are ending up in the hospital.
Vaccinated plus an infection, hybrid immunity is very strong. And I finally see that the CDC is recognizing that.
The CDC also says anyone exposed to an infected person no longer needs to quarantine. It's recommended they wear a high-quality mask and test after 5 days if symptom-free. And that change is recommended for schools, too. Test to stay, as it was called, is no longer recommended. So long as an exposed student is symptom-free, they can remain in the classroom regardless of vaccination status. Esmeralda Jimenez says it's all a bit overwhelming as she sends her daughter Emily to the 6th grade next week.
That's always going to be in the back of your head. This is something that we just got to learn to live with.
And Danette Wilhelm still worries but accepts the evolving post-COVID world.
It's scary, but I also get the need to move on to normalcy.
Health Check is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the break.
Hey, can we talk? Okay.
At Island Cancer Center, we treat our patients and their families like our family. We have all been touched by cancer, and it is important to feel comfortable and secure under the care of our health professionals. You can count on us for skilled cancer specialists, the most advanced cancer-fighting technology on the island, and a commitment to caring for you or your loved one with compassion, respect, and empathy. Our family, treating your family.
Island Cancer Center, located on Guam Medical Plaza. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 646-3363.
Lunches, snacks, we got diapers for baby girl. Oh, 7:15, we gotta go. Bread, milk, gas for work. Remember to grab Joe Boy a birthday present. Half a day.
Hey, Molly, how much do you pay for daycare for the kids?
Over $600 a month. It's expensive.
Did you hear about the governor's program that covers up to $675 a month for childcare?
Wow, that would be a lifesaver with the rising cost of everything.
Check guamchildcare.com to apply. We qualified. I even booked an appointment for someone to walk me through the process.
guamchildcare.com. Okay, thanks. I'll apply today.
This ad is paid for with federal funds administered by DPHSS.
Welcome back. Here is Claire Calvo with Weekly Renewal.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
Half a day. I'm Claire Calvo bringing you your weekly renewal. Today I am here with Barbara Calvo-Damron, who is a registered nurse, and first and foremost, she's my sister. So thanks for being here today, Barb. You're welcome. So I wanted to talk to you about a lot of different things. August is National Wellness Month, but specifically I wanted to talk about your role as a registered nurse. Now as I just have a glimpse into the life of a caregiver and have such a deeper, richer appreciation and respect for those who actually have chosen that profession. Everything from like a registered nurse to those who, like here on Guam, we have the Home Services of the Pacific. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about here on Guam, since you've been visiting the resources that we have here, but from your role as a nurse, give us a little, first of all, your background and your experience in that field. Okay, well, I've been a nurse for over 30 years, and my first taste of nursing was actually at a nursing home as a candy spreader, or more of a certified nurse, nursing assistant. And I worked directly with the elderly that were in homes and needed the full care. So I had a little taste there. And then into nursing in the hospital, a lot of the seniors and age that we work with, plus most recently, when I had home health care experience for about a few years of my nursing career, dealing with a lot of the homebound seniors, elderly, and those that needed a lot of support and couldn't get out of the home. I'm curious, really quick, what sparked your interest in that specific age group? I've always felt an affinity for the elderly, the manangku, because they have so much experience of life, and speaking to them, they had so much wisdom and a part of their life where they were just so vibrant and productive in what they did for society. And then of course, with our Guam background and tradition, our respect for the manangku, I just had that connection with them. And that's where my heart has always been, is closer to those that are the seniors and those with wealth of wisdom. So that's where my connection is. But have you also done hospice care? Is there a difference? Yes, hospice is more for individuals that have had chronic conditions that are usually not reversible. You hear a lot about a hospice mainly with cancer care, but there's also for end of care for seniors that have unfortunately diagnoses that are not reversible, that we're just trying to keep them comfortable and give them good quality of life, because we all know that all our lives will end here on earth, and it's trying to give them a life of quality and dignity. So that's hospice care. And not all seniors are at that point, but as we see with high technology, with medicine, people are living a lot longer. It's not always quality of life, it could be quantity of life, but the quality of life may not always be as we would like it at the level.
Yeah. So here on Guam, there's like I was saying earlier, there's Guam Tranquilidad, there's St. Dominic's, and we have the home care of the Home Services of the Pacific. But for those who are caregivers, first, can you give us tips on how to care for those, to our loved ones?
I think it's really important to always look what resources are available in the community. I haven't worked as a nurse on Guam for over 20 years, but I know that there are some outreach programs through UOG. I've also been a participant of some of the modules by Dr. Twaddle and the support care they have for dementia and the elderly. So those are areas to look into, but it's really important to remember that they're a very special population when you get into that part of your life where you really need a lot of support, because a lot of our manamku, they're losing their friends, have passed away. They don't have as many family that can support them. The economy is hard, and so I think they struggle. So it's important to remember that they have their own struggles, even though the families that are supporting them are trying their best. But always look to the resources. And I found Dr. Twaddle's modules in caring for individuals with dementia and the elderly to be really very good resources. Because even as a nurse, even though I have not dealt with personally until recently a family member who is going through dementia, actually how it impacts me. And I didn't realize how much I did not know.
Right. So you mentioned Dr. Twaddle. He's at UOG.
Yes.
And I believe it's KUAM, Micronesia, Geriatric Workforce.
Yes.
So that's how people could probably look him up online. And these workshops or these modules, they're free, right? They're basically
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think it's through a grant that they're able to provide for us.
Exactly. And the details of what the elderly and those with dementia might be going through, to try and understand it from their perspective, because there's stressors on both the individual going through it as well as the caregivers.
Right, and that's what I want to talk to as well. But when you speak of caring, like you said, it's not just their physical care, but their mental, emotional care.
Yes.
And taking all of that into account. Because even though we see the changes, sometimes we forget that they're still in there and we don't know exactly what they're experiencing, and then not just physically, but emotionally.
Exactly. And they're not, some of the individuals with dementia may not have that communicative part of verbally speaking what's understandable. So sometimes learning the cues of what's painful, what's making them sad. A lot of the Manamco and Guam or from the Micronesian islands revert back to their mother language, speaking more Chamorro than English. So making sure you understand. It's so important to help them with that more emotional and spiritual support as much as it is the physical.
Yeah, absolutely. And another one I remember seeing a few YouTubes on is TP Snow. I think that's it.
TP, yes.
Yeah, so she also provides a lot of invaluable information. And a lot of it is caring for those, your loved ones, but I also want to talk to you about caring for ourselves as caregivers.
Thank you for joining me. I will see you next time on your weekly renewal for part 2 with Barbara Calvo-Damron.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
More health, home, and lifestyle when we come back.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
family.
Half a day.
Hi,
That will be $20, please.
I forgot my Mobile Smiles driver's rewards card.
No worries. You can now use your registered mobile number to earn points.
Can I use my mobile number to redeem rewards?
Sure. Just show us your photo ID or driver's license.
That's easy.
Up and everybody, welcome to this week's Health, Home, and Lifestyle. And with me is a very unique and knowledgeable person about a book that came out recently. It's called Our True Colors, and with me is the Get Healthy Guam Coalition Secretary, Ms. Renee Wexler. Ms. Wexler, thank you so much for coming on. But this book that recently came out, I'm very interested in it. Could you just explain more?
Yes. I'm very excited that we have this opportunity to bring this project to Guam. I always wanted to do storybooks on health prevention and health promotion, but I came across Children for Health, and Children for Health has a unique approach where they prepare workshops with the children, and the youth are the ones that are going through the workshops and coming up with their story ideas and what they think is important. And so bringing this to Guam, this process with Children for Health is very exciting because people can write books. They can write books for different audiences, and they do that all the time, even for Guam. But actually working with the youth to do the workshops, and they will bring up their ideas and be involved in the process, now that's unique.
So I understand that this book tackles many aspects of healthcare, be it physical and mental health. Could you just elaborate more on that, please?
Yes, we wanted to do a project on resilience, and our community is very strong. We go through typhoons and storms and power outages, and we have all kinds of difficulties. But this is life. You have different things that come up in the families and at schools and at work, and with this kind of a project and talking about resilience and talking with the kids and the youth about what is it about resilience, what is it about being resilient, and then their strengths are shared through the process of what it is to be resilient. We need to be resilient through the ups and downs and the challenges of life. Nothing's going to be easy no matter what we do, and if we take 3 steps forward, sometimes we need to take a step back and keep plowing forward, even if we have to try different paths.
So for the making of this book, did you have any help from a lot of people, or is it just sort of a handful?
This project, this was during the pandemic, and it's a smaller project. So this is actually our first storybook project. So we worked with Guahan Academy Charter School. They're the school that was agreeable to be involved, and the teachers are very excited, the students are very excited. So we worked with one school, and the age group is 9 to 14-year-olds. So we worked with Mr. Franklin Castro, and he was able to get some teachers and students involved in the project. Even though it was online schooling, we were still able to carry out the projects with the help of a facilitator.
So Ms. Wexler, if you could just, elaborate more on the topics that this storybook tackles. I do know that you said it's about resilience, but there are, of course, different types of resilience. So could you just, expand more?
Yes, resilience can be a broad topic. And when we were going through the workshops and with the different exercises and the input from the students and how they're answering, they were very interested in this being a book on anti-bullying. They thought that would be a really good topic for this age group of 9 to 14-year-olds. So that's what it became. Through the different exercises, there are dances involved with the workshops, which is a lot of fun. But see, it's the curiosity and engagement of the youth and the ideas that they come up with. And then that's what they came up with. They wanted to do it on anti-bullying.
So I guess while they were piecing this together, I can't help but wonder, since they chose this topic, maybe some of them have experienced bullying themselves and said, hey, this is something that really means a lot to me, despite being 9 to 14-year-olds, and they wanted to convey a strong message that stood up against bullying.
Yes, they did. They wanted to convey a strong message against bullying. I'm sure that some of the students had experienced bullying. I think that's common in school, because you'll have different personalities with different backgrounds, and some people like to express themselves in ways that can be offensive to others. And then what do we do? What do we do when this is what's coming up in our lives and we're dealing with this topic of bullying? I mean, that's why we turned it into a storybook, and you see through the example of our main characters that, what do I do in the case of this bullying? I'm new to this school, and some people are treating me like this. I don't know why. What did I do? And, trying to ignore it at first and be involved, and, talking about it with family members, and how do they deal with it? And trying that avenue, and maybe it worked for a little while until she saw what's happening with her brother, and she's like, okay, well, enough is enough. We have to do something bigger. And sometimes you do. You need to go higher. You try on your own, and if you can't, we care about each other. And sometimes we're noticing what's happening to others, and sometimes we're just shy. We don't know how to step in and intervene. And so, if we can try some ways, and if some ways don't work, but just try other ways, then sometimes we have to go even higher. And so with this storybook, you can see the method that was used at this school with this example on how they address bullying. I mean, this is a topic to be addressed, and that's why the students at Guahan Academy Charter School are so brave to say this is a topic that needs to be addressed. How can we address it? Why don't we address it through a storybook? A storybook that can go global, and it can be used on Guam and all over the country, the United States and other countries, wherever people see it, because it's free to download from Children for Health. It's free to download on that website, so it will have global reach.
So, Ms. Vexler, as you were working with these kids, I'm pretty sure that you heard them, sort of brainstorming and be like, hey, so what type of character should we make as our main character, and what's his best attributes? And then, of course, they had to also talk about the antagonist of this story, which is probably something that was a bit harder, because they had to sort of dig deep down and sort of dig up past trauma that hopefully wasn't too bad for them, and they had to incorporate it into this book. Did you notice that?
Yes. Of course, when you have a story, you want it to be a page turner, and you want it to be something relevant, and so of course you're going to need to have main characters and antagonists, and something that the students will relate to. This kind of a story. So those are the kind of stories that came into this story.
So, did you also, I guess, sort of talk to the students and ask them, why this particular topic, or why you modeled this character after, I guess maybe it's one of the students who was helping out with the book, or maybe the antagonist was possibly modeled after, probably as a joke, maybe one of them.
Well, as far as the actual workshops and working with the students, this will be the teachers working with their students. So Mr. Franklin Castro and other teachers working with their own students. And the facilitator that helped, she facilitated the workshops from a distance, so that was online, because it was all virtual classroom at the time. So I wasn't involved in the actual workshop process. The facilitators who were with the students in the classroom and discussing it. So the best person to tell you more would be the teachers who were involved and the facilitators who were right there with the students.
To wrap things up, Ms. Vexler, is there anything you would like to tell our watching audience, to check this book out, and of course, a little message that bullying, despite who they are or what age is still bullying. Because as far as I know, even through adulthood, bullying continues.
Yes, these materials are free to download on the childrenforhealth.org website under resources. This is a second of the products that we've been making, because with the Good Healthy Guam Coalition, we're working on health literacy, health promotion products at the moment. And we're really hoping that facilitators and teachers will use this in their clubs, in their classrooms, their activities at the back of the book. And we're also hoping for partners in prevention who want to come on board and help out projects such as this for Guam. We really want Guam to shine. We want people to see the power of the youth as health activists in the community and see what the youth have to say. They have a lot to say, a lot of innovation and uniqueness, and everybody is unique. That's the thing. It's about diversity and celebrating differences, because when there's space for innovation, that's where you see the power shine.
And you also did mention that you can find this book online. Could you just say again where?
Yes, it's on the Children for Health. So www.childrenforhealth.org. On the resource page, you'll find Our True Colors. And this book is one of the products that we made on Guam with our youth. And we're really happy for this opportunity, and thank you for this opportunity as well.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Renee Wexler. She is the Secretary for the Get Healthy Guam Coalition. Thank you again. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Health, Home, and Lifestyle.
Half a day. I'm Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, and I'm proud to report that we have opened a new relief center to help you as we continue to recover from the pandemic.
From healthcare to welfare, childcare, housing, and utilities, we have a wide variety of direct relief programs available to help you.
This central location provides direct access to most of our public assistance programs under one roof. Our friendly staff are ready to help you through the application process.
We are working to ensure you get the assistance you need to receive the relief available to you and your family.
This means more support to help you meet the cost of living and give you more money in your pocket.
We are improving how government is working. Our administration continues to invest in Guam's future, delivering relief and driving our recovery.
Visit the Government of Guam Relief Center at the 3rd floor of the Bank of Hawaii building in Hagåtña, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or call us at 671-475-2060.
I want my streaming. I want my TV. Ooh, streaming TV. Switch between live TV and your favorite streaming apps with DTV Plus from Docomo Pacific. Watch your shows in multiple devices all at the same time, all from your home Wi-Fi. No cable lines, no hassle, more savings for only $35 a month with your Link bundle. DTV Plus, your cable TV on Wi-Fi. Ooh, streaming TV.
MTO Maintenance will now completely sanitize your home, office, or business with state-of-the-art commercial sprayers. For over 30 years, MTO Maintenance has been committed to the health and safety of our customers. And now, more than ever, a clean home, office, carpets, and furniture is a necessity to our island. Give us a call today. Stay healthy and stay safe, Guam.
Call 647-6861 for an appointment.
And here's another House to Home with Jason, Liz, and Gina.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
Half a day, everybody. This is House to Home, where each and every Tuesday, Liz Duenas, Gina Campos, and myself, Jason Salas, bring you information that you need to know. First of all, thank you for all the feedback and thank you for all the views you got on Liz and Gina's special checklist on how you can actually get prepared, get all your ducks in a row, get all the paperwork squared away, and be compliant so that you can quickly get the house of your dreams. Ladies, I've got nothing but positive feedback for that. So congratulations on a wonderful series.
That's great. And it wasn't, Jace, it wasn't ducks in a row. It was blocks in a row.
Very nice. Get all your hollow blocks all arranged like properly. And as Liz actually said, make sure you fill the hollow blocks with actual cement and not, torn up like torn up paper.
Exactly.
If you have no idea what we're talking about, go on our YouTube channel. There's a special playlist just for that series. It's wonderful. Trust me, you're going to want to enjoy it. We are talking today, though, about a topic that is no laughing matter whatsoever. It is the recession. Ladies, I would like to talk to you about matters of economics, if we can, and how that affects the local real estate market. From your vantage point, both of you, are we approaching a recession as many people think on a macroeconomic level, or as far as the real estate market, are we in one already?
I've got to comment that, my son Josh, he's a real estate agent in Las Vegas. And I was just talking to him the other day, and he said the market in the States has shifted. It was considered a seller's market, and he says now, due to the rising interest rates, and it is now a buyer's market. But on top of it, he said that buyers are canceling their transactions. And part of the reason is with the interest rates going up, and financial analyst was saying that the interest rates went up rather quickly in 4 months in comparison to previous historical data. And as a result, the expectation of a recession is happening. And they were saying that buyers are canceling their transactions because their buying power has been reduced, and they're focusing on they're waiting right now to see what's going to happen. And even investors have shifted, and they're purchasing other properties for investment versus single family homes. Now on Guam, we know that the buying power definitely has reduced. Some transactions have canceled out. People who were qualified are no longer qualified to buy at a particular budget. And we're still limited in our inventory. Construction costs continue to go up. And I know Gina and I have seen different changes in our market. The only saving grace for Guam is that it may not hit us as hard as it is stateside, simply because, the Marines are coming in. It is taking a while. We do have contractors and investors coming in. The Army is also setting up shop here, along with the buildup with the Air Force and Navy. So because we're in a different situation, I think our market, we're going to stay afloat because of the changes in Guam's market. So that's going to help us, but it still doesn't help rising costs. Right, Gina?
Absolutely. I had a conversation with a customer the other day, and the question was, this customer was trying to plan out for what are they going to do with their real estate? Do they do it now? Do they do it a year from now? And so the question was, what are you predicting is going to happen with interest rates, or even, continued development here on Guam? And here is where, and I kind of want to start based with the question of, are we in a recession? Well, in the classic sense of a recession, yes, we are. But of course, that has been a controversy in itself. There are a lot of people that are trying to redefine what a recession is. To me, I'm a very simple person. If I'm not better off this year than I was last year, I don't care what's going on around me. I'm in a recession. That's my definition. That is my simple person, version of, am I in a recession? I'm absolutely in a recession if what's going on around me and with the people, my family and my friends, if they're not better off this year than they were last year, I'm in a recession. I don't care what your definition is. So yeah, we are in a recession for most people that I speak to.
That worked for me too. I think that's a beautiful statement.
Yeah. And that goes for, that boils down to leadership, right? Just because we're in a recession as a company, we, Liz and myself and our husbands who are partners in the company, we have to make decisions based on what's going on around us in order to protect the people that we work with, in order to protect ourselves, in order to make sure our business can survive this recession, whatever the definition is. We have to put processes in place. We have to put budget cuts in place that will make sure that we can survive it. And so the conversation that I had with my customer was, what can I expect? And I found myself saying, listen, it's hard for me to give you, to tell you what to expect, because as far as I'm concerned, and as a business person, this is the thing that I can tell you. We don't know what to expect. We had the same issue when, in a previous administration, I'm talking about the federal government, previously before, our Republican president, we didn't know what to expect. So every time people would come to invest in Guam and they would say, well, what can we expect? Well, you can expect that we don't know what to expect. So plan for that. Mm-hmm. And now here locally, so when she asked me, I said, to be honest with you, I don't know what to expect, because what happens in the federal level does affect us. And what happens in our next election is going to affect us, because if you cannot predict what you can count on, then how do you plan for your business, for your future, for your livelihood? How do you plan? And so, that's the problem that we're all faced with if we are talking about, are we in a recession?
And if I may, I guess in terms of, having the operational mindset of being able to weather the storm, because Liz was just mentioning the U.S. Marines, and the Marines actually have a very good and I find poignant phrase here, as they say, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Mm-hmm. You have to prepare.
And I guess that speaks a lot about homeowners and home buyers as well, right, Liz?
Well, yeah, and even as a homeowner, and let's say you have rental properties, the old saying is save for a rainy day. And usually if you're an investor and you have a number of rental properties, you usually put cash aside from your rental income to accommodate your repairs and to accommodate any drop in business, so that you can survive it. You can survive the storm. And that would be extra money there that if your units aren't being rented, you'll be able to cash in from this, what you've saved, to pay for your mortgages and to pay for whatever additional needs are there. But yes, changes are coming. And I think for all of us, we just have to be prepared for whatever does come. But the signs are there. They're talking about it stateside. People have moved out of California. They're going to areas where housing is less expensive. And to mention Guam as well, I'm hearing people have left Guam for the state because they're looking for greener pastures, places where they could get a job and can afford to buy a home. And
I know 4 families that went to Saipan.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, there are areas in the States that do have affordable homes that people can buy, or at least they can rent as well. Mm-hmm. So I think for Guam, we just have to be prepared. And the other thing, Gina and I want to make a point, pay attention to politics, pay attention to the decision makers, pay attention to what laws they pass, how does it affect you? And I think we were going to do a little show on our opinion about that. But yes. And I just spoke with someone today about certain issues that are affected, that we're trying to help correct through legislation. This guy says, call me. I know people too. I said, well, yes, we will call you. You're going to have to stand up and protect our rights as well, our property rights for our island. So there's so many things that are happening. You have to stay vigilant and alert.
Okay, now, Gina, I do want to say something, or maybe just tap your expertise, because even though you gave us a wonderful and simplified definition of what a recession might be in your mind, right? I know that academically, recessions tend to last around a year and a half, give or take a couple months on either side. Does the real estate market, if we are indeed the economy is contracting, can we forecast that things might go back to normal or be in a little bit more favorable position than we are now, usually maybe within 18 months? Does that sound fair?
Well, so
or again, we can't tell.
Define normal, because what I think is going to continue to happen, the thing that Liz brought up is the Marines are coming no matter what, and the military growth on island is not just with the Marines. We always talk about the Marines, but it isn't just the Marines. And I think what we need, well, for me as a realtor, I have been, and Liz, we have been really trying to talk to the government, talk to the officials, talk to the people that we elected, and explain to them having the military come to Guam is not a bad thing. It is the reason that even though in the States and they're going through the recession and real estate is dropping, the question is, well, is it dropping here? No, it is not dropping. It's continuing to stay steady. It may not, the volume of sales may not be as fast as it was last year, but it's certainly staying steady.
Ladies, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. And remember, I am going to have a very special episode of Canvassing with KUAM. That's our ongoing series where we talk to members of the community and find out what they want to see from their next batch of elected leaders. And I know I'm going to sit down with Liz and Gina for what I'm sure is going to be a very, very rapid fire conversation. And that's just Gina.
I'm using duck. This will peel it off when she wants me to talk.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait for that. So as for now, we are out of time. So thank you for watching, everybody. Ladies, thank you as always.
Thank you.
All right. See you guys next time.
And that about does it for this week's episode of Health, Home, and Lifestyle. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week for HHL.